time for me to introduce to all of you our next, last but not the least, Mr. Pranav Kharbanda. Uh, Before I introduce him to you all, I just wanted to be sure that Mr. Kharbanda is able to see me and hear me.
Yes, Yashpati.
Yes, Mr. Pranav, I can also see you and hear you. Just give me 2 minutes so that I can introduce you to the audience, and then board is all yours.
Thank you.
Mr. Kharbanda is the one who believes in he who knows the why can bear any low, which is written by a German philosopher. He is a PhD and an alumni of executive batch of IIM Calcutta, MBA, CPEM from IIFT, and BTech from IIT Roorkee. He's the visionary who understands the why of his life and thus is a motivational speaker, coach, and trainer by heart, and has taken the onus of carrying the baton of transformation through changing lives with his insights and guidance. With his 11 years of stint as a HR professional, Mr. Kharbanda is also the visiting guest faculty at various colleges and universities, and is also has also worked as assistant professor and TPO in the State University of Delhi. Mr. Kharbanda has devoted his life to coach and motivate people and has conducted one-to-one consulting sessions, seminars, webinars, and workshops. And with his self-disciplined approach towards life and a progressive bent of mind, Mr. Kharbanda has reached to the pinnacles of touching almost 1.5 lakh lives of students with his career and professional guidance. He has made his mark as the youngest professor and the corporate vice president. He has done many other he won actually many other talent hands, being a regular consultant, a startup advisor, and strategist. His depth of knowledge and breadth of experience can be gauged by more than 20 research papers with 3 patents in national and international journals. He has also been awarded for his contribution in policy framework, where he was awarded by Honorable Menaka Gandhi ji, esteemed member of Bharatiya Janata Party. So with these words, because I hope if I go through the complete profile, it would be, my words would actually be short enough to introduce him. So with this, I welcome once again Mr. Kharbanda on board, and I request him to share his thoughts with all of you here. Over to you, Mr. Kharbanda.
Thank you so much, Yashna ji, and all the delegates, students out there. I hope you had a learning session because the delegates and Jonathan ji, Raj Kapoor ji, and all the previous delegates had been so immense that I am a student in my life right now also, and I will and always. I don't know, just hold for a second. Okay. So this particular entrepreneurship summit gives the opportunity to understand the difference of becoming a leader and a follower. Uh, that comes through innovation, which has been previously told by the previous speakers. Jonathan told us a very beautiful concept, which was ask questions. So I am not here to give you the theoretical concepts, the uh, flow chart and diagrams of all the things. I'll be telling you about direct practical things which will be useful as a student in your life. As a student, first and the foremost student, being may it be a graduate, may it be a postgraduate, may it be in any phase of your life. Remember one thing: education is the only guiding path that gives you the direction to reach your destination. That is the address of your destination. But most important fact of the journey of education and entrepreneurship and the journey of so-called life is you have to have projects in your life. So how come projects? So being a student from, I'll rectify the graduation. It was not from IIT Roorkee. It was from a tier 3 education university where uh, a student who never thought of being reaching to IIMs and IIFT and going through IIT Roorkee and all, I have seen both the phases. Personally, engrossed those changes and differences of becoming a professor, a strategist for corporates, and a corporate trainer, L&D specialist for various, corporate houses right now. So the difference which I personally observed as a graduate student when I was in a previous tier 3 college and into IIM was only one thing, that we were being given assignments and we were being judged, we were being assessed based on the projects. So minimum 21 live projects had to be given during the entire journey. That was the secret which I want to share to all the 152 students right now here, that maximum problem based projects and project based learning things one must inculcate in their lives. The real question is, sir, how can you do that? I'll share you a very short story in just 30 seconds. We were there in a campus, we wanted to play for a cricket. They were a team of 5 6 people, we were a group of 5 6 people, very enthusiastic, very united. We're all sat there in the cafeteria and the canteen and waiting for our tea and samosa to come up. And during the time, the ketchup got exhausted. One of the person of a match, मैं samosa नहीं खाऊंगा. I'll not eat samosa without a ketchup. Just go and bring that. So I ran up to there to my room where we had that so-called the universal saver, that is Maggie and ketchup. And I bought one from my friend's room, one from my room, and I placed that there. There was an empty bottle of the cafeteria as well. It was a Sunday, and we had to submit the entire assignment tomorrow. That was a project, which dissertation, which we had to do, submit in the next day. So what we did, we started discussing unknowingly and unintentionally about the three ketchups brands which were being there. We started with reading the ingredients. We started reading with the pricing, with all the four P's were being there as an informal thing. And with a gadget known as smartphone, we got into it for the next 2 hours. All the points were being monitored and raised, and a single point and a diary was being maintained, and that became a project, my dear friends. So 100 marks internship, 100 marks viva, and any other thing which, and the project file which get binded from various places. Please stop copy pasting and changing the names. Use it, use the daily life things. Maybe you can compare the chocolates. Maybe you can go to any other company who is offering life projects. Maybe you can go to a showroom and ask, how can I sell a car? So main thing is you get the exposure, get maximum exposures. People get tired by getting one internship in just 3 or 4 months or 6 months. Trust me, we were the people who were being engrossed into the project. And we had 5 companies, 5 projects all together in just 3 weeks. So the major experience and difference which came into my journey, into my entire learning experience, was through project based learning. Second thing is live project, which you can get at any places. There are so many. You can just Google live projects for MBA, live projects for legal, like live projects for management, BBA, BTech, any student. Trust me, 154 guys, live projects. If you do it, this will change your life. This is the real essence of education. This is the real interference, and the output which you can get is through life projects. The more you do it, the more you learn it. And the more you learn, in the future, you will more earn it. So it's my philosophy and suggestion to you on this entrepreneurship summit is, start learning and start earning later. So learning by doing it is the phrase which I'll share it with you. And second, story which I tell you, when I was in IIFT, uh, another story which live incident which happened with me was, we were being on a project to sell Taj Mahals of marbles, which you have seen in Agra. They were costing us around 22 rupees when we got them in bulk, and we had to export it to Europe as a decor item, as a various other categories. We were facing issues that we had to pay custom duties and other taxes and all. So the solution, one wicked person brought into it idea, that he broke the he slipped that particular decor, and that uh, one of the pillars, there were 4 pillars of the Taj Mahal, one of the pillar got broken from the top, the dome got no, and that one sample was there in my hand, and I was like, this is now lost. We cannot export this, and we cannot send it to other countries. So we'll have this as a sample in our office, and I had put one pen over one of the pillars. unknowingly, within, after brainstorming sessions and realize what and how can we reduce the tax. Immediately we got the answer that if we cut all the domes of the four pillars and the middle dome, we'll make this as a pen stand, and this will become in the category of a stationary item. So this particular things, these real-time experiences will help you realize that innovation, creativity comes within. So go ahead, don't forget about this COVID era and all. You have this immense uh, platform which is known as internet. You can have extra knowledge through Google. You have various platforms. Write to the mentors, write to various CEOs, right, to various experts. If you see in India or abroad, recently I was writing to one of the CEO and discussing about, see, there is a small error of a spelling in a very famous renowned website. I cannot name it. I just wrote a single mail that this particular this is extra in your website, although it was a Latin word, so he had put in there, but a complete transaction from the CEO gave me an insight that yes, the seniors do reply. And he was so respondent that we had a long chat for another 1.5 hours regarding business, regarding strategy. Unknowingly, unknowingly, he became my next friend. So if you find any kind of communication through mentors, seniors, experienced persons, do write to them with the platform known as Insight and mails. So I believe knowledge is through education, skills is through experience, attitude is the one which you have to build. Now I have faced many people. Nowadays I have been hiring few more interns from various institutions. What the tendency I have received is, on the first very call, my HR manager lined up all the rounds. On the final round, the question arises to me, sir, what is the stipend? Is it paid or unpaid? So it is good to earn, but right now, I believe the more focus is on what you will teach me, what you will train me, what will I get instead of what is the stipend. So students either leave the internships, projects because they are unpaid, but they cannot focus upon the fact that the learning from the experience and the exposure you get is immense, which is priceless, which will drastically change your entire journey. So attitude is something which one has to build, and parents, teachers, faculty members of an institution play an important role where they don't have they have to focus, they have to push the students, they have to encourage and tell the importance of education and projects over there. The last one is motivation, which is self-driven, which I have personally seen, which is best in the government institutions, mediocre in the tier two institutions, and tier one, they have an immense pressure because they have invested amount and they have a goal and clear thought vision. The ones who are in the middle, they need to be motivated through books, YouTube, unsubscribe all these channels and focus on only the mentors on your YouTube. Practically telling this, go for internships, go for projects, go for internships like projects, and most important fact is write and check over the social media platforms of various organizations. I mean, social media here, I mean, I'll tell you there is a company which makes antivirus. And one of my students was struggling in 2016 to get an internship in a very branded company. So I had a problem and I asked him, Aditya, I need your help. My antivirus is having problem. I have purchased it. Anyhow, it's still facing some issues. So can you take the remote? On here, he took the remote, discussed the same thing with my with the you know that particular company who makes this antivirus. So they responded within the next 3 4 days. So he simply did one thing. He took the entire summary of the complete complaint and posted on the Facebook of that page. So within 2 hours, we got we got a reply, and a complaint got initiated. And I had took that conversation ahead and decided to talk to the seniors of the customer related the relations, talk to the social media, and I appreciated about the social media, told about the mails which were not being addressed. So the entire conversation led to one thing, that Aditya got placed in the company as an intern for 2 months, 4 to 6 weeks in the pre-final year of his engineering. And post that, he got the pre-placement of 5 lakhs, and he started his career so well. We didn't realize that this 2016 journey will give me a kickback, that this is the real business he did. There was a complaint, we worked, we discussed, we had a good professional network, we had a good channel of communication, and we realized that he landed up in a good position. The most important fact is, go to the social media pages, they actually respond to you. For the first two, if it's a graduation course or a post graduation course, if it's a graduation course, try to do as many internships, projects during the first 2 years, and the third year is your own year where you have an idea right now. Don't go just blank post, graduation or post graduation, until you are sorted, until you have resources, until you have experience, until you know in the industry well. So my experience says 2 years if you graduate, 1 year for a postgraduate. Just focus on one thing, that is experience, experience, and experience. You make a checklist of the things which you have to do. Write a journal. Like journaling is a concept which you can do. All the students right now, and mostly I would just now conclude with an important story. I'll share with you a live case study that's of a detergent making. That gives you a sense of business, a sense of entrepreneurship, and a sense all these parameters will be coming here in this particular story and a case study. A true case study. I don't mind taking the names as well. There's a famous brand. Okay, I'll make sure that there's a famous brand of detergent which is available in the market, and the packets of 500 grams, 1 kg are available. So there are multiple uh, competitors of detergents coming up in 2021. So I'm telling you this of real time case study. There's a district known as Vidarbha in Pune in Maharashtra, where the sale of one particular brand of detergent was becoming high in the entire Pune district, slowly and gradually, in one district to another, and the entire 70% of Maharashtra being covered, and the sales were getting high. And the 30% sales were mixed, which was the urban city, and the only villages which were there in Maharashtra had the detergent A, which is going higher, 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 higher. So all the competitors were very worried. What is this happening? And if this, tradition and pattern goes high, we will be in losses, and we just have to know the reason why. So they had a survey, they have a committee being done. So committee gave an interesting report. They went to the site, they studied for 2 days and came back and discussed in the meeting, with the board meeting, that see, their packets, the competitor, the selling high selling a detergent is selling at 1 rupee, and we are at 2. They are having sachets, and we are having proper packs. So, and there were many other reasons being flowed down. So they were having some smell, they were having color powders and something like that. So one meeting holded, they made the changes. All the competitors made the changes. They reduced the pricing to 1. They added those sachets into it, because in rural area one cannot afford those packs of 500 rupees or 600 for a kg. It is convenient for them to buy a detergent for V1 for the real-time solution. May it be a shampoo or may it be a detergent, sachets are working in rural areas. So the solution again was there in being engrossed. There were 4 meetings, 5 meetings, 7 meetings, and post those 7 meetings, thank you, Jonathan, for this appreciation. So we were not able to find a solution. So they had invested till then 10 lakh rupees on this research and development committee to identify the reason why this competitor is crossing the higher sales, because we are not there. They have the competitors had changed everything according to them. They had added color powders, they added some lemon flavor, they added 5 more jasmine and other flavors. Even they added everything. So the MD decided to go himself. He wore a dhoti and he wore a traditional village dress and was there in the village for the entire month. So the first 20 days, he basically decided to just gel up with the people as a new village. He decided not to disclose the identity, and he himself took an off and was in the village for 20 days. He was just observing the pattern of the ladies washing clothes and everything. Once he was familiar with the ladies, once he was familiar with the audience, once he was familiar with the stakeholders. Right now, as a case study, he won the love and the trust of all the people on there in their particular Vidarbha village. People were able to speak and tell the truth. One day, he went to Dhobi Ghat, the place where clothes were being washed out. He asked Amma, why are you using this particular A grade? Why not B grade? He was surprised to know, and you all will be surprised to know, because the entire 10 lakh rupees invested over this research, the last reason, which was the most probable reason, was that detergent A had lather into it, and that foam is coming out from the clothes, and that particular powder had that chemical through which the underground water, the hard water, can form lather, which the other brands couldn't. So this was the major takeaway. But MD, after a month, brought a so sharp, unbelievable solution to it. Now let me just tell you what is the solution before we end. Everyone was sure in the entire industry that yes, the only chemical, we have to change the formula, we have to change the chemical ingredients so that we can form leather and foam with hard water, which brand A can do, and is now getting the most prominent brand in the industry. So we have to change the chemical. Now, my dear friends, he went to the particular lady. He just asked why A, why not B, why not C, why not D? Solution. The lady poured brought 2 buckets, poured dirty clothes in it, and poured point A and point B solutions, that is detergents, in 2 buckets. First, he just very slowly rinsed that cloth and waited for 5 minutes. And then for the B, he just put that particular soda and that particular wooden rod and beat it up the clothes, and like the traditional way that Indians do. And right now also in rural India, it goes on the same way. Post that, again the cloth was being dipped into the bucket. Both the buckets will be there. The lady poured the water out, and what was the solution to it? The lady A, where ladies there, the bucket A, which had the detergent, the famous one, she didn't even touch the cloth. She just poured the dirty cloth, poured the detergent powder. The entire bucket becomes brown, and the water was all dirty. Then the second bucket, it has foam, it has various other things. Then now you have to realize, he came back and told the entire industry and
I'm
his team.
Mr. Pranav. I'm so okay. Okay.
So the entire solution comes up, like the chemical of brand A had such ingredients where even if you don't have clothes, the water will automatically become brown. So the brand A played with the psychology. The more the brown, the more the dirt, the more the dirtiness, the more is the sale, and the more is the better is the detergent. So I have given you so many multiple concepts over here, where it talks about stakeholders, where it talks about trust, where it talks about psychology, where it talks about consumer behavior, and where it talks about the entrepreneurship, where leader himself have to take the decision by going on the street and take the responsibility and onus on his own and don't reply on the critical issues, because sometimes the team might get defrauded, but in the end of the day, you are held responsible for your own organization, own products, own services, and the trust which you have won till now from the brands. So this now, by this, one information I'd like to share here, that recently in December I had attempted a world record for the longest online HR training, and with this I am right now 10 records holder, including India, world, and other records. And I've been collaborating with various colleges, institutions, and various students as well, to becoming a part of our upcoming project with Unifying Education. And I would like to tell each and every student over here, if they really want to learn and earn some knowledge, goodies, and various other experiences and stipends, please connect with me. Post that. My email ID is contact@pranavkharbanda.com, and we'll take it ahead after this.